What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for episode 19 of Tigers franchise, and we are in the playoffs. Time for a wild card matchup against the Toronto Blue Jays. And this is going to be a fun one, I think. We got the Yankees-Orioles in the other wild card matchup. You got Diamondbacks-Reds and Mets-Dodgers on the NL side. Those series have both started. Mets up 1-0, and so are the Reds. So what we're going to do is, of course, take a look at our opponent, the Toronto Blue Jays, kind of go through our playoff roster, make sure it's in order for what we want for this three-game set, and then we're going to get into it. Let's start by taking a look at Toronto. They finished 4th in their division at 88 and 74. They're a game behind us, and that's 4th in their division. So it's the classic AL Beast versus kind of the weaker AL Central that we've kind of seen develop over the last several years, really. Going back to the Tigers' reign when they were doing well, they were beating up on kind of an easy Central. This year in real life, 2023, both Centrals kind of got roasted for what they were. So, nothing new there. Bottom line is, though, we play who's in front of us. We won our division. I don't really care. Unfortunately, we don't get a bye, but we will be taking on these Toronto Blue Jays. Let's see what they're all about. Let's kind of take a look at the trajectory of their season. Started off only decently, one game over 500 in April, but then had a big May, 17 and 12. Dipped down to 11 and 16 in June. Solid, above 500 in July, 13 and 11. Then a big 19 and 8 August that really stabilized them for the playoff run because they were 15 and 15 in September, October. They're led by their offense in a big way. I see 1st through 4th in all the top categories. 9th in walks, 6th in strikeouts, though. So those, they mash the ball. 1st in extra base hits, 1st in homers. We got to make sure that they don't just beat the crap out of us and hit 100 homers against us. Or if they do, we got to get 100 homers against them. They are 10th in home runs allowed, 7th in starters ERA, 14th in bullpen ERA, 8th in WAR. Their defense is bad, 15th in the American League for defensive efficiency and zone rating. So we know what this kind of team is. I've built teams like this before that, they're a bit reliant on the home run. That can run into issues in a short series. You get a handful of strikeouts coming in key spots. Guys aren't hitting homers. Now, in fairness, they're not like a 3 true outcomes team. They don't strike out a ton, being 6th in the American League, but they don't walk a ton either. So they're really power dependent. They do their best work against righties with a .593 win percentage, just a .384 against lefties, 15 and 24. We're going to throw some lefties their way, hopefully to take advantage of that. Let's take a look at their team. Going around the entire field, we got Alejandro Kirk at catcher, and he's developed into one of the best catchers in baseball. He just put up his best season, a 5-win campaign, 26 homers, his 3rd straight 20-homer season. And yeah, just reiterate what I literally just said. He's one of the best catchers in baseball. Only a 55 ability, but when you hit like this, I think I've mentioned this before, specifically related to Kirk. While I do favor catcher ability, if you hit like this, you got a spot on my team. Make no mistake about it. He is part of their lefty issue, though. Despite being a right-hander, he just dominates righties and is kind of pedestrian against lefties. But it's 124 plate appearances, so it's always going to be small samples that we're looking at against lefties, so we're not going to get too bogged down in them. Vlad Jr., stud. I mean, what more can you say? Won the MVP just last year with his monstrous season and basically carbon copied it. A few things down a little bit. Yeah, he lost 19 points of WRC plus and went from 6.5 WAR to 4. So I guess it wasn't a carbon copy, but I'm seeing a lot of similarities here. Basically kind of a, slimmed down version of his season. Still excellent, still terrifying. And he also only 102 plate appearances. I think that's the real issue with their verse lefty work. So we're not going to stack lefties. We've got Ashby, Skubal, and then a righty going against them because I think it might just be small samples that really got them. Because you look up and down the lineup, they only have 2 lefties. They got all these righties, many of whom are really good, and they just happen to not do all that well against lefties. I'm not buying it as like a major flaw. Santiago Espinal over at second. He's kind of a defense only type of guy. 51 WRC plus is obviously horrendous. He bats ninth for them. Addison Barger over at third base put up a healthy 4-win season. 126 WRC plus, 29 bombs, 101 runs, and 81 driven in. Great season for Barger. Bo Bichette over at short. Part of the reason that their defense isn't a strength. He's a 55 range over there, and he's got kind of weak plate skills. 35 I, 50 avoid K, but everything else is on point. So he still put up 116 WRC plus, 33 homers, 92 ribbies, 98 runs. He's dangerous, and he actually does some pretty good work against lefties. Then you've got Justin Foscue from Texas that they got. He's a nice solid player. 96 WRC plus, 75 gap. Dangerous, somebody to be not to be taken lightly, I should say. In center, Dalton Varsho, 91 WRC plus, but a good center fielder, capable. Horrible against lefties, solidly average against righties. George Springer in right, 130 WRC plus, 3.6 WAR, 28 bombs. Just a great George Springer season, even at age 36. He's a little nicked up with a sore shoulder. It only affects his throwing. Maybe they DH him for the first game to get around that, or they're just going to play him because he's one of their best. And then Jordan Westberg's in at DH, and he put up a hell of a season, 138 WRC plus. He cooked righties and lefties, 30 bombs, 93 ribbies, 99 runs. So a lot of homers we talked about there. You got 3 guys over 30. You got Vlad just short of 40. You got Barger and Springer and Kirk all in kind of that close to 30 range at 29, 28, and 26 respectively. And then 3 other guys chipping in with double-digit totals in sporadic plate appearances. You got Jock Peterson coming off the bench, probably a lot, or platooning, hit 13 in just 325 plate appearances. So, their offense checks out. It's very good. That's their offense against righties, against lefties. I don't see no changes to the starting lineup. They might change the order, but the actual players in question are the same. Looking at their pitching, they're going to go Kevin Gausman as the ace. Now, he still has ace ratings. He did not have ace stats this year. In fact, he's been a little bit problematic during this sim. 432, 434, and 540 are his ERAs, with ascending whips as well. 128, 130, 154. He's just allowing way too many hits. The BABIP issue that he had in real life of 2023 has carried over into this sim. 329 last year, 367 this year. It's just been rough. So we'll see how that goes for Gausman. Again, I look at the ratings and I know he can drop 7 scoreless on us on a dime, but he has been susceptible this year, let's just say. Then they're going to go with Adrian Hernandez, and I'm not sure who he is, but holy crap is he good. Now, he's been a swingman this year. He just has 9 starts, but they went very well. They probably should have transitioned him into starting much sooner, but this guy's a beast. 85 stuff, 70 movement, 55 control, only 35 stamina, so maybe that was part of their reluctance to move him into the starting rotation, but oh my God, is he good. I know this scouting report won't come in until well after we play them, but I want to know 100% what this guy's all about. Is he a homegrown guy? Looks like it. He's an international signing from 2017, so he's already on the team when you start a sim, and it looks like he just popped off, developed big time. You see the big development started to happen here in 2024. Now, I always debate of is it development or talent change randomness, right? Did he just kind of pop off out of nowhere, or do you create the storyline of he went to Driveline or one of those academies type deal, or did he just develop naturally and just kind of progressively get better? I think it's a mix of both. I think he was kind of developing normally and then hit a TCR jump. Now, keep in mind, the dip down here to 40 on this scouting report is as a starter, and then all the others, except for the most recent one, is are as a reliever. So that changes the context of things. But the bottom line is he got the velo bump, movement and stuff jump up in January 2024, gets another little jump to his control in September of 24, but then May 25 adds a sinker, hits another velo boost, movement goes up. That's a really big jump for him. Then another movement and control jump 2 months later, or 3 months later rather, And that brings us to today, where he's a beast, Adrian Hernandez. And then Chris Bassitt is their third starter here, and he's just been ho-hum solid Chris Bassitt. Eating up innings, pitching pretty decently. He's a 50-50, 65, so he's a control artist with a lot of stamina, but he's susceptible. 315 BABIP, 1.3 homer 9. So we can get him. 3 righties. I think we got a shot. I'm surprised that Barrios doesn't get the opportunity over Bassitt, but I guess they're kind of one and the same, at least ratings-wise. Bullpen, let's kind of take a look at their relievers. And you can see they've got, Jesus, wait, 6 guys with 100+. This is very interesting. Now, obviously, they didn't get all these starts. Well, actually, wait. Because Hernandez wasn't a full-time starter, you had Bassitt and Gausman, and then Manoah, he's getting pushed to the bullpen. He was pretty much a full starter, but he also had 23 starts, 20 for Ethan Small. Okay, but he got a lot of those in Milwaukee. That's right, they traded for him. Brandon Eisert, he got 26 starts. Why aren't they sticking with him as a starter? He's their closer now. That's interesting. And then Domingo Germán, they probably got, that's right, they got him from Boston. So they traded for 2 of those guys, because I was like, you don't usually have this much volume in your bullpen, even in the playoffs. But when 2 of the guys did most of their work elsewhere, and Adrian Hernandez wasn't a full-time starter this year, then a lot of times their rotation was Gausman, Bassitt, Manoah, Barrios, and Eisert. And that checks out. It's a solid bullpen. It really is. Eisert's a stud. Paul Sewald's pretty damn good. Who's this? Alonzo Richardson. Not bad. Barrios, Germán, Small, Boyd, Green, Manoah. Now, Manoah still has solid ratings, but he put up a 7% strikeout minus walk this year. I mean, that's wretched. That's wretched. There's no other way to put it. But we'll see. They are several righties, but they do have 3 lefties. They got Boyd, Small, and Eisert from the left side, so they'll be ready for us. They'll be able to handle our lefties, or at least have guys to answer to them, and we'll see how it goes. Now, you know we don't do our full overview of the team until everything's done, wrapped up, as we head into the offseason. I'll just do a quick sort by WAR if you want to look at that. Riley Green was the stud. Jace Young being second in WAR with just 103 games. It pleases me greatly. I love it. I love it. Bregman did his thing. Torque. Dingler. How about Dingler? We're going to talk more about him in the offseason as well, because great season out of him. Pitching side, again, I'll sort by R-WAR, if you prefer that. You see Ashby, Skubal, Job at the top. I'll sort by Fangraphs WAR. You got Ashby, Job, Elpidio Perez, and then Skubal. I'll sort by innings. And again, you guys can look at this. Like I said, we'll deep dive it later. Here's what we're going with. So we obviously don't need 4 starters here. We need to choose between Olsen and Job. Now, what was their platoon split? Righties, lefties. It's mostly righties, right? So yeah, let's see. Let's see between those 2. I think it's going to be Job. I'm fairly certain it's going to be Job. He does get a bit worse against lefties, but there's only a couple of them, so I'm not as tripped out by that. Better balance in split for Olsen. I think that'll play better in the bullpen, so we can deploy him, you know, kind of as we see fit. So let's go to the 3-man here. Let's get Olsen in there. Now the question is, do we have to get another pitcher? Should we go 13-13? I don't think we need to for the I don't think we need to for a 3-game set. You could make a case that we could go 15-11. Like if we wanted to get Sergio Mendoza in as a defensive replacement, pinch runner type deal. I don't know if I want to push that. I think 14-12 I'll stick with. But I think for a 3-game set, you could make the case. I might go for it. I'm kind of talking myself into it here. Because then we get this great speed and glove. And like, do we need 4 lefties in the bullpen? I don't think we do. I'm going to do it. Hopefully this doesn't burn me. Stamina is not our strength, but I will say we don't have any 30 stamina relievers. So we don't have any of those guys that are like really tight 1 inning. Like, we don't have a ton of stamina in our rotation. Actually, we have kind of gravitated toward, you know, 60 for Scooble, 55 for Job. We were rocking a bunch of 45s, 50s, and even 35s previously, so we have at least gravitated a little bit toward these other two guys. But then in the bullpen, everyone's 35 and above, so you can go multiple innings. Bottom line, I think we drop a lefty here, and we go with Mendoza. And I think it's going to be Franklin DaCosta. So remove him from the playoff roster. Bang, and then put Sergio Mendoza on it. It's a 3-game set. I think 15-11. I think that makes sense. So we're gonna do that, and he might not play at all. But you know, in the same vein, what's his head was probably unlikely to pitch. What's his head being Franklin DaCosta. All right, I think it's time. Game 1 in the playoffs. Kevin Gausman against Aaron Ashby. Let's get into it. Now, we should probably get some things situated. I tried to get Shar in here for us, y'all. We need her. You know, it's a big series and everything. She wasn't having it. She wasn't having it, so it happens. All right, wild card. It's a best of 3. And it's 0-0 right now. Take that, move it over here. And that way it's kind of, you know, you can kind of snap, look at that. I like to have that on when I do Sims live on stream. When I do playoffs live on stream, I usually have, oh, you know what? This is from when I played Rich Grisham in a tournament. It's already in the Toronto color. Did we face Toronto in the last playoff that I did on this channel? I think we might have. But was that for the Cougs or was that for the Tigers? That I can't remember. But I'm gonna check. Did we face them last year? How would I check that is the question. Playoff history. Last year. Boom. We did face Toronto. This is a rematch. Okay. I kind of forgot about that. So that's obviously a great storyline, is that we're facing them again. And can we have a better fate? We lost 2-1 last year. Then they promptly got dismissed by Texas, who went all the way to the World Series, lose to the Mets. Can we get a better fate this year? Let's do it. Game 1 begins now. Or actually after I hit this button. Bang. Let's go ahead and turn down this music. Or just dead stop it. Turn up the game sound a little bit. And here we are. Not bad. 18 minutes into the video. We get into game 1. I'll put some little... Well, I have a hard time putting bookmarks in playoff episodes because they can serve as spoilers. So maybe I won't, just because I don't want people to be like, oh, well, now I know there's 3 games. So if you're watching like a thrilling game 2 or something like that. So I probably won't put bookmarks for this one. But here's how we do it. If you're new, we do like kind of a ceremonial first at bat. Then we start hitting the RISP button, which is until runners in scoring position, for the first 5 to 6 innings. And when we get a moment like that, we play it out. But then once we get to the 6th inning, we usually slow it down and go batter to batter. You'll see how it goes again if you're new. So Ashby against Bichette, and that one's ripped into left but caught. Nice play there by Alcantara, setting our defense. We got Bregman, Adames, Jace Young, I call him Josh all the time, and Watanabe from third to first. Left to right in the outfield, Alcantara, Meadows, and Green. And Dingler's catching for Ashby. It'll be Bichette, Foscue, Guerrero Jr., Kirk, Westberg, Barger, Springer, Espinal, and Varsho against the lefty Ashby. We hit the RISP, nothing for them in the first. Bottom 1, nothing for us. Top 2, they got 2 on, 1 out. George Springer against Aaron Ashby. Swinging first pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Flips to short, back to 1, double play. Let's go. You'll love to see it. And just like that, we move to the bottom of the second. Nothing for us. Top 3, nothing for them. Bottom 3, we're in business now. Runners at the corners with nobody out. That's going to be back-to-back singles, and Alcantara got first to third on Dingler's single. It'll be Parker Meadows here against Kevin Gausman, and he's swinging 2-2. And it's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. He flips into the shortstop. They can't turn it. That will score a run on the RBI ground out for Parker Meadows. Now we're looking at Jace Young. Never have called him a different name. It's always been Jace. I've never messed that up. Let's see what he can do. I got Meadows running here. He's going, and he's safe. So now we got a runner on second, 1 out. 1-0 pitch coming. And that's a ground ball to second. Deep in the hole, but a nice play there by Espinal. It will get Meadows over to third. But now he's going to need some luck to get in. Either a base hit, wild pitch, something to that effect. Let's see what Torque can do here. 2-0. And he cracks one deep to right, but actually in foul territory. Looked better off the bat. Ended up being just kind of a fly out in foul territory. We do get one. We're on the board. We head to the top of the fourth. Up 1-0. Let's get the pen warming. Just because 45 stamina, you know, no guarantees. We don't want to push him too far. And the danger of hitting the wrist, you know, you get into a situation where you click it, he's got bases loaded, and he's 30 pitches higher than he used to be, and all of a sudden he's in trouble and you don't have anybody warmed up. So you got to be careful once you kind of get into the middle innings here. He does allow a leadoff something, reached on error, and then Foscue stole, so now it'll be Vlad Jr. with a runner on second and nobody out. 2-2 pitch coming to Vlad. That one struck him out. Wow, I thought that one was going to get away the way Dingler got ready for it, but it was a ball in the dirt, and Vlad Jr. went fishing. That was a disgusting sinker from Ashby. So he's got one down with Kirk. Westberg on deck. And let's see what happens here. 1-1 pitch to Kirk, and that's going to be a little ground ball to first. Oh, he booted it, and he can't make the play. Watanabe kicks it over at first. That's brutal. That's a brutal error there for Watanabe, and he is fully trained up at first now. So, yeah, you know, we can't say it's that. He's a 55 over there. It's just a flub. Now, for some reason, Foscue didn't advance. I wonder if it's one of those where it was such a easy ground out that he thought that if Watanabe had played it properly, he'd fire it over to third and get Foscue. So I can actually envision a world where the runner wouldn't advance there. It was kind of a late bobble. Kirk ends up being safe, but Foscue doesn't really have time to react to it. So that actually checks out. But now we're facing 2 on, 1 out, and Jordan Westberg at the dish. And he's swinging first pitch against Ashby. And that one's cracked into left, but playable. Alcantara camped under it, makes the grab, 2 down. And that's going to leave it up to Barger. Lefty now with 2 down. Foscue on second, Kirk on first. 1-1 pitch coming from Ashby. And that's a little tapper to short. He'll go the short way to second to retire the side. So we get around some trouble. Nice pitch in there by Ashby. We head to the bottom of the fourth, up 1-0. Gausman back out. Now he's facing 2 on, 1 out. After a ground out, single, and a walk. It'll be Bregman now, 1-2. Struck him out looking. What are you looking at there, man? 4 straight heaters. Alcantara now with 2 down. Full count pitch. And he strikes out, swings over the top of that splitty to retire the side. So Gausman works out of some trouble. We head to the 5th now. Ashby back out at 53 pitches. We got Olsen and Mosqueda ready to go. We're going to hit the wrist again. And we're in some trouble. It's a leadoff triple by Springer. You love to see it. Now look. I don't love the infield in nearly as much as the computer does. Like, I understand that it's tie game here, or it's a 1-0 game, and maybe we're trying to cut off that run at home to keep it that way, but I don't want to give Espinal 100 points of batting average, which is what happens when you bring in the infield. So I'd rather just play normal, because I don't want him to get an RBI single. If he gets an RBI ground out, I'm fine with it. I really am. Full count. And he's going to drop one into center for a base hit. So he got a legit-ass base hit. Infield didn't matter where they were playing. Espinal ties it up. Love that it was Santiago Espa-freaking-Nall, dude. 51 WRC plus. That's the most OOTP thing ever. The most loser-ass hitters pop off during the playoffs. It's hilarious. But now we're going to be facing Varsho here, 64 pitches. It's a lefty, so I'm going to give him Varsho. But I think if Varsho gets on, we might be turning to Olsen for the bevy of righties that's coming up. 1-0 to Varsh. And he cracks one deep to center, but that's a very spacious center field in Comerica, and it's an easy play for Meadows. And that'll be 1 down. Espinal on first. So he does get him, and now I wonder, what do we do? Do we go to Olsen as we had discussed? Is that the right move? I don't know. He's at 66 pitches, Ashby. Does his best work against lefties for sure, but 60-60-45 against righties. Like, I'm not bothered by that. Like, that's still solid. But Bo gets +10 contact, +5 gap, equal home run, +5 I against lefties. So he's definitely better. It's a third time through situation. I think it makes sense to go to Olsen. And we'll do that. Bichette now. Ground ball to second. Going to have to go to first to get the play there. That one tripped him up just a little bit. And now we're going to see 2 down. Espinal over at second. And it'll be Justin Foscue. 1-0 pitch coming from Reese Olsen. And it's a grounder to short. Deep in the hole, but very playable. Adames fires over to first to retire the side. But Santiago Espinal ties up the game at 1. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Gausman against Dingler. It'll be Dingler, Meadows, and then Young for the top of the order. Gausman's at 61 pitches. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Easy play to retire the side. And it'll be Parker Meadows. What can he do for us? Anything, please? I would love it. He's going to hit a ground ball. Base hit into center. And we're in business. Sorry, y'all. I've got like 3 spam calls in a row. And I am like trying to make sure that my phone isn't just sitting here vibrating. So I apologize for the distraction there if you did hear it vibrate, but it's like, it's Sunday afternoon. What's going on with these spammers? They don't have anything to do. They don't watch football. They don't have a family. They don't take any time off. Scrubs. Absolute scrubs. All right, so 1 on, 1 out. Jace Young coming up now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Let's see what he can do. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. He'll flip it over to the shortstop, back to 1 for a double play. Jace, how you going to do me like that? All right, we're still tied at 1. We head to the top of the 6th. 3 more righties coming up. Definitely giving those to Reese Olsen right now. Mosqueda, still pretty much ready. And then we'll get Felipe going too. And let's kind of go... I don't want to push it, so we're going to go ahead and go batter to batter here. 1-1 in the 6th. I don't think we push and get cutesy with it, you know? So that's a fly out by Vlad. Kirk. 3-0 to Kirk. That's a 4-pitch walk. So that stinks. Westberg now. Full count. And that one's a walk. So back-to-back walks here. I don't love that. Can I just state for the record? Is that controversial opinion here? That I don't love that. Now we got Barger. But Springer lurking right behind him is enough to where I'm not going to just jump to a lefty. We got to trust Olsen here a bit. He's got a dead even split too. So I'm definitely sticking with him here. What can he do against Barger? 1-1 pitch. And that one's ripped deep to right, but playable. Oh, I thought that had more carry to it. Green, just in front of the track, makes the grab. 2 down. And that's going to leave it up to Springer. 1-1 pitch coming to Springer. And that one's blasted deep to left. Back. Gone. Absolutely tattooed by Springer. And it's 4-1. Damn. If I'm being honest, I thought that's what was going to happen. I thought that's what was happening with the Barger hit. When I thought that he got a hold of it. And my instincts were correct. I was just a little early. Crap. Reese Olson gives up a 3-run shot. 2 walks, man. You know? Like, I can't really feel any sympathy for him. 4% walk rate on the year. He walks back-to-back players. And then Springer absolutely makes him pay. Unreal. All right, we go bottom 6 now. Gausman's still out there. He's at 68 pitches. It'll be Torque, Green, Adames. Let's get back in this. We'll tap her in front of the plate. 1 down. As I chug my Red Bull in anger. And now we get Green. 1-0. He's going to flare one into left center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Riley Green. Leadoff single here. I mean, not a leadoff single. 1-out single. 1-out single. It'll be Adames now. Come on, Willie. He's first pitch swinging. And that's going to be a little ground ball up the middle. Second baseman gets it. Flips it to the shortstop. And that'll be the 2nd out. So a little fielder's choice there. And Watanabe's got to come up with something here. A little homer here from him would be pretty nice, huh? 1-1. And he rips one to left, but it's going to get down for a base hit. Okay. I wasn't sure based on the angle if that was getting played for a fly out or not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Kevin Gausman hurt on the pitch. They're looking at his right hand, and they're going to take him out. That's going to be it for Gausman. Now, in fairness to them, he was probably getting near the end. I mean, 75 pitches, never mind. No, he was dealing. They probably could have pushed him another inning or two the way he's going. Let's see. Ooh, it's a 2-week blister that's going to have a moderate effect. Now, regardless of what happens, he's not reappearing in this series. But if they do happen to beat us in advance, they could be in some trouble with Gausman there. So we wish him the best. And now it's going to be Paul Sewald. Now, the thing about Sewald is he's still good. 70 stuff, 60 control. But I purposely skipped over the movement to point out that that is his bugaboo. 40 movement. 1.8 homer 9. By the way, he got to Toronto by way of Cleveland. Obviously, we know in real life he's moved from Seattle to Arizona. But in this universe, he stuck with Seattle through 24 and then spent 25 in Cleveland for at least part of it and then was traded over to Toronto. We could use a home run because he's also an extreme fly ball pitcher. Bregman's not Mr. Homer, but I wouldn't mind one here to tie up the ball game. 1-2 pitch coming. Don't strike out, though. That's way worse than a homer. Struck out looking again. Do we need to talk about passivity? You know, there's that point of patience that turns into passivity. And this is a real life thing that you see affect some players where they're like so set on drawing walks and being patient that they don't attack pitches that they can hit. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bregman's dealt with that at periods throughout his career because he's got a great eye. He knows the zone so well. And I wonder if he ever runs into that. A guy that I always remember where I'm like, you need to swing more. And when he started to, he would have bouts of success, but injuries always got him too. Aaron Hicks. He had that passivity versus patience line that he would kind of straddle. All right, top 7, 32 pitches for Olson. He's done. It's going to be the 5 righties in a row. So we're going to go to Angel Felipe. He's 70-70-40 against righties, 60-60-40 against lefties. So he's coming in. We're going to hit a risp on this one, even though it's top 7. And Foscue on base again, doing damage. Bichette flies out, and then a double for Foscue. It'll be Vlad Jr. here with a full count. Walked him. Here we go with the walks again. Great. Alejandro Kirk now. First pitch swinging. Actually, no, the ball's getting away. Runner's going to be at second and third. Freaking sweet, dude. This is going well, he said, lying. 2-2. Struck him out. Big punchy there. big freaking punchy there. And now it's Westberg against Felipe. He's got to come up with something. Come on, Felipe. 1-1. And the ball gets away. It's going to score a run. Oh, the frustration and anger that comes from the millions of pass balls every time I play this game out, or wild pitches, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't matter. There's so many. It's unbelievable. I do not understand. God, it is maddening. 5-1 then. Make it 6-1. That's laced. Double into the right field corner. We're just getting trounced, y'all. That offense coming through for them in a big way. Oh my God, another wild pitch. Now look, I know he's 40 control, but I don't give a fuck. This is so stupid. I'm F-bombing. I'm already in a pissy mood. I'm sorry. Full count. Ground ball to second. All right, 6-1, bottom 7. It's stretch time here. It's just so annoying, man. Like, there's just not that many pass balls and wild pitches in real life. He threw 3 wild pitches that inning. He's a 40 control, not 10. Give me a break, man. Nothing for us in the 7th. Let's just get through this. We can't run him into the ground, Felipe. You know, we're not trying to punish our players or anything. By the way, what's his... I mean, he's got the pitch around. Like, attack. Attack, attack, attack. Let's give him Springer here. And then we can make a shift. Another base hit. Yeah, he's got to get out. He's terrible. Oh, Espinal, who's 1 for 2. Does he have a walk? 1 for 2 with a walk. Yeah, Santiago Espinal. Let's walk him. That's great. No, that's great. That's awesome. No, that's sick. I love that. That's chill. That's chill. I'll give him Espinal because I'm an idiot. Strikeout, or not a strikeout throw out, but it is a throw out. Springer trying to steal there. It was a strike throw out, not a strike him out, throw him out. All right, so that puts nobody on base at least. 2-2 to Espinal. Strike him out, please. Thank you. It ends up being a strike him out, throw him out in a convoluted way. So now it's 2 down. Oh, Mosqueda's not warm anymore. That's fair. It's been a while. It's been a while. All right, Felipe, he's in the orange now. He's got to come out. Even though it's a lefty, we got to go to Flores here because he's the only one who's ready. 1-1 to Varsho. 6-1 here, top 8. 2 down. Make it 7-1. That's a bomb. We got trounced, man. This game is so over. It's gone very poorly. And Bichette gets a double. Sick. And that's a pop-up on the infield. That'll retire the side, but the damage is done. Another run. All right, we head to the bottom of the 8th. We need like 50 homers against Paul Sewald. Can we do it? We got 2 on, 1 out. Getting a little something going. Is that Lyon Richardson? No, that's Alonzo Richardson. We saw him earlier. So we got a walk, fly out, reached on error. So we're not exactly ripping shit up, but we got 2 on, 1 out. Let's get a rally. Alonzo Richardson is solid, 55, 50, 40. He better have 52 wild pitches since he's got 40 control. And he's low intelligence. He often makes stupid mistakes. So let's blast this idiot. Idiot in the game. If this is a real life player, we're always joking. I'm always going to do the disclaimer because I don't want to be seen as like making fun of some players. You know, like I'll make fun of players if they deserve it. They do some things, but these players that come in as prospects and then kind of develop in our universe, and I'm like, this guy's an idiot. He sucks. And then, you know, 3 years from now, they become something, and it's like, remember, this guy was... Not that anyone gives a shit, but I'm just always going to do the disclaimer. Willie Adames, 2-2 pitch. Alonzo Richardson gets him to fly out to left. That's actually going to drift into foul territory. Nice play by Foscue. So 2 down. Watanabe's got to come up huge. Full count. And he flies out also into foul territory, a little bit closer than the other one. So we don't do a damn thing. And wow. Single and a steal for Vlad. They're stealing with Vlad Jr. up 7-1. Word? Is that right? Oh, crap. Did I? Oh, no. Oh. Did my finger... Oh, did I accidentally hit the 9? Oh, my bad. Dang. I gotta be careful with that, you know? Stealing up 7-1. That's right. I'm double standard Darren over here. I say you can steal whenever you want when we're doing it, but I would turn into a little crybaby when they do it against me. Oh, man. That's a base hit by Westberg, too. So we're just going to give a bunch more runs, so this will be fun. Wilmer Flores got to wear it, though. We ain't got time to put in another pitcher. That's going to be a fly out to medium center. Let's see if it gets a run in. Nope. Vlad thinks about it and retreats. Can we get a damn double play here off Springer, or is he going to hit a grand slam? 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Flips it to second. Back to 1. Double play. Not even going to play the sounder because we don't deserve it. We don't deserve a fun little sounder. All right. It'll be the bottom of the 9th, and we need a million runs. So until we even do something, I'm not even going to really pretend that it matters. A little tapper there by Bregman, and safe. Infield hit. Infield hit for Breggs. Alcantara now 1-2. Ground ball to short. Flips to the second baseman. Back to 1. Double play. And Dingler. Fly out to left. Ball game. So we get absolutely housed, and we're down 1-0. Yep.
Not great, Bob.
Great. All right. Well, let's put this over here now. And it's not good, y'all. It's not good. Now I'm obviously deathly afraid of just getting 0-2'd. We could absolutely get 0-2'd here. That was a nightmare, man. The bullpen just pissed down their leg, man. Unreal. I'm doing something, by the way, that I do in a lot of my sims, but I'm not sure if I've gotten to it in this one. But we just got to turn down the wild pitches. I'll do 58 and pass balls. Like, it's just too many. It's just entirely too many. It drives me nuts. It happens in all my sims, and I just refuse. Even when it helps us. You guys have seen me. If you watch my Twitch, you watch this channel, you know I'm consistent that, like, even when we're getting it, I say, okay, you know, we deserve one there, but I still don't want that. That's not how I want to get runs. It's stupid. It happens way too often. All right. Game 2. At least we get all 3 home games. If we even get to a game 3. God, I'm so nervous now. Oh, I'm so frustrated, y'all. So frustrated. Wilmer Flores scouting report came in. His movement goes up. Cool. Let's go ahead and save. Again, a crash that, you know, removes that game, even though we lost. That would not please me. I don't like to win cheap. Things like that. So I'm almost more inclined to, like, oversave when something like that, like when we have a loss on the books, because I don't ever want it to be erased. And then, like, oh, you actually lost, but then, oh wow, your system went down. That's surprising. Not that anyone's ever done that. You know, I'm fighting against an invisible man on that one. Oh, a development. Manoa's now in the rotation as their 3rd starter. Who was that originally? Oh, that's Bassett. That's interesting. Will it matter? Will we even get to that? I don't know, but let's get into game 2 right now. Adrian Hernandez. Oh, just this absolute monster with our backs against the wall. So that's fun. Against Tariq Skubal. You know, we talked about how they struggle against lefties. And that did play out. Like, they didn't really do much against Ashby. And then the bevy of righties came in, and what did they do? They cooked. So I think this game, it's Skubal, Mosqueda, Perez. Like, that's kind of the script. And Herder can mix in there for Mosqueda or something like that, you know. I think we're going with the 4 lefties. And that's it. Like, I'm gonna issue matchups, and I'm gonna play these numbers here. They suck against lefties. Let's see how it goes. But what we really need is the offense to do their part. That's going to be more important, obviously. We need some runs. Need to get Skubal some comfort here so he can pitch from ahead. Let's jump on Hernandez early, please. Taking a look at his recent outings. They've been pretty good. But he's a 5 and dive. So get, 2-3 runs off of him in 5 innings. I'll take that. Even 5 and 2, which the Blue Jays would be like, okay, that's fine. We got to get something, though. Can't go scoreless. And I didn't even look at the positional matchups here, which I always enjoy looking at. Looks like it's 6-4 us, with them getting Kirk over Dingler, Vlad over Watanabe, and then we get Jace Young over Espinal, Bregman over Barger, and then they get a Bichette over Adames, which I get. Bichette's offense is amazing, but Adames, I think he's right there. But again, a fair dub for them. Varsho over Alcantara, sure. And then we get Meadows over Desan Brown. Who was in short earlier? Oh, Varsho wasn't he? I mean, this is a lefty for the second straight time. I need to find out who that was there. And then Green over Springer, Torkelson over Westberg, and Skubal over Adrian Hernandez. Let's look at their subs real quick. Who played last? Oh, Foscue. Damn, Foscue goes out, has that big game, and they're like, grab a seat? Okay. That's curious, but we're here for it. By the way, I didn't realize they had Jock Peterson and Jace Peterson. Spelled differently, but said the same. I tried to put some inflection there to suggest that they were different, but it's hard to make the T and the D sound different in Peterson. Pedersen and Peterson. All right, game 2. Here we go. Come on, guys. So it'll be Desan Brown leading off as well. And, he's Espinal Jr. here with his hitting. So they're going to go Brown, Westberg, Vlad Jr., Kirk, Bichette, Barger, Springer, Espinal, Varsho here against Skubal. And let's see what happens. Brown, 2-2. Struck him out. Big punchy. And Kirk gets on with 2 outs. 2-out double. Oh! They scored a run. It's 1-0. Damn it. So it went strikeout, single, fly out, double. Westberg scores. It's 1-0. Great start, guys. Great work. 2-2 to Bichette. Flared into right, but playable. A little sliding grab there by Green. Nice grab. Nothing for us in the first. Top 2. They got a runner on second with nobody out. Their offense is just relentless, y'all. And that's a base hit. It's 2-0. I'm not trying to be sad sack. I don't want to. Okay, they didn't score, so it's probably shallow. I'm already so frustrated. I just feel like we're getting run out of the building. Espinal now, 2-2. Sit down. Varsho, 1-2 pitch. Dumped into right for a base hit. Now it's 2-0. Runners on first and second with 1 out. It'll be Brown. Full count pitch. How the fuck are you walking this guy? I know that I was like one of the only decent things in his hitting profile, but come on, man. Fuck. Already 43 pitches for Skubal, too. We're so fucked, y'all. 0-2 to Westberg. Strikeout. And Vlad Jr. 1-0 pitch with the bases loaded. And dumped into center for a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Unless the throw gets there in time. Nope. 4-0. Yeah, we're pretty much done. Pretty much done. It's uber pessimistic to say that in the second inning. I understand that. But, like, I have no hope. Especially against Adrian Hernandez here. This guy's a monster. But we'll see. We're going to keep fighting. I just got to do my little whining. You know how it is, y'all. Again, long-time watchers, you know whining is my coping mechanism. Hey, we got a homer. Was that Adamas? It was Watanabe. All right, so ground out by Adamas. Homer by Watanabe. And we're on the board, 4-1. Top 3. 2 on, 1 out. It's just relentless. Doesn't matter. 2-2. Base hit. I'm like so close to just simming to the end of the game. Obviously, that's the real baby thing to do. I'm not going to do that. But I want to flip the table. I want to sim to the end of the game. Find out that we, you know, are going to lose like 15-1. Flip the table. And then go to sleep. Not going to do any of that. It's fine. But yeah, Scooble gagging in an elimination game is pretty frustrating. 1-2 pitch here with the bases loaded, 1 out. Diving grab, nice play. I'd care more if we weren't down 4-1. I'm sorry. 3-0. Yes, walk in a run. Yes, dude, that's awesome. You're a good player. You're good at baseball. Full count to Westberg. Ground ball to short. He goes a long way over to first to retire the side, but it's 5-1. Nothing for us. "98 pitches through 3 innings. 3+ for Scooble. What a nightmarish outing. All right, Mosqueda, it's on you. Sweet, promptly gives up a single and a steal. We love that for us. Oh, okay. I was very confused here. I saw Bichette and it said called strike ball. And then because he came in, Mosqueda came in the middle of an at-bat. All right. Let's reset. It's a bad viewer experience to keep whining like this. Let's calm down. Let's try to see if we can scratch our way back into this. 2-2 to Barger. Big strikeout there. And that retires his side. We just need like a multi-run inning, right? That'd go a long way at this point. And we got 2 on, 1 out. Can this be the freaking inning? Let's go, Bregman. 1-2. Another strikeout from him. Alcantara now, 3-1. And he's going to fly out to left. All right. Mosqueda now, top 5. 7-1. I tried, y'all. I'm trying to be like, keep a brave face and not just be impossibly angry about this, but that's just not who I am. I'm fucking livid right now. Bot 5. Nothing for us. Yeah, we're just getting shut down. Their offense is really good. I think the problem that's really got me messed up is that their pitching sucks so bad and it's just cooking us. Now, it's a 2-game sample, right? And anything can happen in that. You can take the worst staff in the league and they can have 2 good games. It's just their offense is doing what we knew they could do, but we're not matching because our pitching or our hitting is not coming up against their pretty weak pitching. And that's the part that's really got me messed up. But yeah, we're about to get 2-0'd here. Let's try to make the best of it. It'll be Kirk, Bichette, Barger, and we're going to bring in Perez, and he's going to go for a while. They get nothing in the 6th. We get a run off of Boyd, our old friend. Okay, are we doing something against Matthew Boyd here? It's now 2 on, nobody out, and a run already in. So Torkelson, leadoff homer. Riley Green, base hit. Willie Adames, double. Do we have a sleeper agent here in Matthew Boyd ready to get us back into this game? Come on, Watanabe, go yard here. 2-2 pitch. Or a ground ball to third for an easy ground out. Doesn't even get the run in. Sick. Bregman, hey, maybe don't strike out again. 0-2, that's the strikeout. I'm not re-signing Bregman. And it's not just because of this. Like I want to use the awful playoff performance as kind of like, you know, Now I'm not re-signing you, but I never was. I'm just using it as a way to whine. 1-2 to Alcantara. That's another strikeout. That's ground ball. Who cares? Same diff. So, you know, another threat and nothing comes of it. Doesn't matter. They get nothing in the 7th. We go bot 7. Full count to Dingler. Ground ball to short. Bichette fires it over to first. 1 down. 2-2 to Meadows. Struck him out. And 2-1 to Young. Laced in the left. Diving play. Nice play. Perez is still out there doing his thing. Or just half inning it. That's not a good it's not a good word to put ing at the end of. Inninging. Yeah, we're just doing the half innings there. And it's 3 scoreless innings. It's too little too late, though. It's just too little too late. We're not cashing in when we have opportunities. Not that we've had that many. They're still out hitting the shit out of us. Like, they deserve to be winning. I want to be clear. Torque, bottom 8. 0-2 against Boyd. Weak fly ball into shallow left. 1 down. Riley Green, 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to short. 2 down. And Adames, full count with 2 outs. Base hit back up the box. Good team with 2 now. What do you say? It's going to be Chad Green coming in to face Watanabe. 0-2, that's Punchy City. That's pretty much ball game. Oh, Perez is tired. He's at 36 pitches. Let's just give him Barger and then we'll go to Herder. Popped up. Deep infield. Easy play for Young. 1 down. We'll go to Brant Herder to finish this nightmare. 2-2 to Springer. Ground ball to short. 2 down. And Espinal. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. Good play by Young to retire the side. All right, bot 9. We need 5 to stay alive. Bregman, strike out again. Full count. Ground ball. Okay. Alcantara, 1-0 pitch. And a little base hit in the left. A little something. Dingler, 2-2. Struck him out looking. And Parker Meadows to end our season. 0-1. Ball game. Series. Awful. Awful showing in the playoffs. Toronto has become a full-on rival. They've now beat us twice. We hate their guts. Disgusted with the team performance. Absolutely disgusted. Getting shut down by Matthew Boyd. I'm sorry. I'm a Boyd boy. I love Matthew Boyd in real life. Root for him as a Tigers fan. Getting shut down by him for 3 1/3. Disgusting. Disgusting. Unreal. That's so frustrating. Look, I'm annoyed because I just obviously hate losing. Who doesn't? By the way, stupid phrase when people say that as if they're unique. Man, I just really hate losing. Oh, yeah, because most people love it. No, I'm just a whiny baby when it happens. Y'all know that. Hopefully it wasn't too awful, but just so frustrating. But what I was going to say was, like, I knew the deal with this team. There's a reason we didn't make deadline moves. We knew where we were at. It's an 89-win team. It's not some, like, monstrous team that we're expecting to be, you know, top of the scale or anything. Did I hope for a little bit more than we got? Absolutely. But am I blown away and angry about it? Not really. I'm frustrated that we lost because, of course, I am. But this is not a championship caliber team yet, and that's okay. That is definitely okay. We have lots of work to do. We just didn't really have assets to trade to strengthen the offense in the at the deadline, which is probably the only thing that I would have done, right? Like, we weren't going to go out and get more pitching. I think our pitching is strong. And then our offense played well, you know, down the stretch too. So I thought there was a world where we could at least make a little bit of a run. Again, I was never having delusions of championship. Once you get into October, as we've seen in real life, it's always been the case, and we've seen it in this game. You get in there, you can get on a run, and who knows what can happen. But when did I scout Yancel Guerrero? I don't remember. But that's okay. This team, we're building, right? We're inching our way up. We got work to do. It's back-to-back quick exits by Toronto. Yeah, the first one went 3 in 2024, but it's a 3-game set. Even if you go to the hilt with it, it's still an early, quick exit. It feels like a blink. I know, what is it? The Talking Baseball pod with Plouffe and Jake and John Boy. They don't even consider you in the playoffs if you lose in the first round. They did this whole meme about, like, did you even really make the playoffs? So they'd be saying that we didn't even make it. And frankly, I get it. It was pretty bad. We can finish off these playoffs here. Let's see if it's going to be... Actually, hang on. 10-17, so we're a week away from the showcase starting. Yeah, okay. We don't have to follow the playoffs. I'll do this round. Let's see if Seattle beats Toronto. I'll finish the rest because I want to set up everything with the international scouting and all that. So let's go to that day. And if this series isn't done, then you'll have to see it later. Baltimore beat New York, by the way. The Reds beat the D-backs, and the Mets beat the Dodgers. So it's Mets Braves, Reds Cards, O's Rays, and Jays Mariners. Jays up 2-1. O's swept. They went 3-0 real quick on Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay was the '1 seed, and they got dusted, y'all. I think we're going to switch next year to 5-7-7. I don't know. I don't like the 3-gamer. It's not just because we're losing, by the way. I don't think if we play 7 or 5 that we necessarily win. It's just I don't really like the 3-gamer. Just as a general rule. I know that we're changing what real life is, but that's the beauty of this game is you build your own world. So we're going to do that. It is the 17th here, which means we have to put our international amateur free agents on our list. I guess we don't have to do it today. So before I wrap this episode, we can see who wins Game 5 here. It's just now open that we can do this. There's some decent pitchers in the international free agent market, so that's nice. Amateur free agent. We'll invite those guys to training. We'll go to the hitters. Right now, we're just adding the best. I'm not even, like, deep diving into them. We have 20 spots, so if you're a high number right now in potential, you're getting a look. It's not much deeper than that at this point. I think that's 20. Bang. There we go. And we'll run that practice. There you go. So we'll get into that a lot more later. Obviously, the first run and all that, I don't think we need to break it down. Especially it's not for this episode. This is a playoff episode. But let's see if the Jays win. I'm actually a little petty Pete right now. Usually when we lose, I say, okay, well, that team can win the title, and then we lost to the title winner. That sort of thing. I don't mind that. I feel okay about that. In this case, go Seattle. I'm tired of Toronto's bullshit. And they win 4-3, of course. So now they advance. It'll be Jays, O's, and Reds, Mets. And I'll sim that in the World Series. I'll get that handled. We'll set up the off season. We'll kind of have that, team breakdown. Take a look at arbitration. Get the rest of the personnel situated, and that'll be its own episode. Kind of the laying the groundwork for the off season. I'll show you guys who might become a free agent for us, who we can maybe trade, who's going to become a free agent in the league that we can maybe sign, and we'll address all of that in the next episode. All in all, it really wasn't a bad season. I know I get super frustrated when we're losing and all that, but I can step back, take the 30,000-foot view, and be like, hey, we're still moving in the right direction. We won the division. I'm cool with that. We got a lot of people. You know, we got our core building up nicely here, right? We now have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 3, 5. Yeah, 9 guys that are green or better, and that's our core. And all are 30 and under. Now, Adamas will be age 31 next year. Excuse me, Bregman. Bregman's not going to be here. So call it 8 guys that are 55 or better. 7 of them are going to be under 30. And so that's a nice core that we're building. Watanabe, you know, struggled for a lot of the year. I think he rebounded well enough late that we can still feel some confidence in him. And we're going to have to. You know, he had a wretched April and June, but he's not going to go anywhere. Because at this point, he's probably not, unless he has a crazy year next year. No, it's this year that he can opt out, right? Oh, no. This is 26. So if he has a crazy year in 26, he could opt out. But we have to operate as though that's probably not going to happen with where his skills are going. So, again, we'll get into all that later. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.